Right.
What do you see from your group as a whole? I mean, people that have been around the program a long time are used to names like Watkins and Hopkins and Higgins and some of those guys. What do you see kind of coming along that can maybe take a next step in what we saw?
Yeah, and they know those names because of how they performed, right? I mean, unbelievable athletes, and they produced, and I think, man, health. I'm so excited right now for Bo, and he's the most in shape and healthy he's been up to this point. And so all the reviews, this summer, you're hearing all the talk about the guys and how they look and how they're performing, and I've yet to see that, right? So super pumped about getting back out there with these guys, working with them, and just seeing where they're at, and then helping take that next step and get ready for the season. But Bo's healthy. I think Adam is fully healthy and having an awesome summer. Everybody saw Cole Turner come on at the end of the year. He's more ready to play right at this point, and so he and Adam are going at it in practice and competing and helping each other improve, and that's exciting. Of course, Antonio, man, just what he did last year for us was so needed, and finally having someone that can command the slot was huge. And so he's already taken the next step. I want to say he's 194 right now, and carries it well. And having a great summer, and so he's really taken the next step, and he showed that this spring in this new offense, and so we're pumped about that. And Troy Stellato being, I think, close to 100%, having a chance to show what he has. I think last year when he tore his ACL, that was probably his best practice he's had at that point, and then tore his ACL. And so, man, just really want for him just to be healthy and show what he's capable of and why we recruited him. Nobody's really had a chance to see that. And so, really, really excited about him and, these freshmen coming in and competing, Noble and Ronan, Tink and Tyler. I mean, those four guys. And Tink's going to be an athlete, but, I know he's eager to play some wide out and really help us. And he's an athlete. He can play the slot, he can play the field. Tyler that can do both. I think so far what I'm hearing is that he and Antonio have been pretty awesome in the slot. Ronan, comes from a great family, been raised the right way. Man, he's a worker. I mean, he's already been saying, "Hey, I want to be like Shipley." He heard stories about Will Shipley showing up and how from the jump, Will was that dude, right? Like he was going to lead. He didn't seem like a freshman. That's what I think Ronan is attempting to accomplish, really excited about him, and he'll play the boundary. Noble played the boundary this spring. He'll play the field, kind of starting out this fall camp, which would be awesome for his development, playing both sides of the field. And from what I'm hearing, man, Noble had a really good start this spring, and then, man, is really kind of taking the next step in his maturity, development, confidence. So really pumped about this group, man. It's going to be fun.
What challenge Antonio with after having a great year this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think just continue to grow and mature, and what all it takes to be a star with longevity. Not just have a great freshman year, but have a phenomenal sophomore year and have a better sophomore year, right? And just continue to continue to build each and every year, taking care of his body. I mean, I think it kind of comes easy to him, but man, really taking the next step and treat yourself like a pro right now is going to be big for him. Yeah.
Tyler, we asked Aaron about Antonio Williams, and his face lit up. He was like, "This dude's fast. He's got confidence out the wazoo." Can you talk about Antonio's personality when you work with him?
Yeah, well, what I love about Antonio, man, is that, and I've learned this about him, is that he's just the same every day, and he's not too high. And I'm like, man, come on, let's go, but he doesn't get too high, and I'll tell you what, he doesn't get too low. I mean, he's just very steady, and I like that. I want to recruit guys like that don't ride the emotional roller coaster. Nothing's too big for them. I mean, that's how Renfro was. I mean, I tell a story about Renfro, how like he all of a sudden we're at the playoff and pregame, he's like, "Coach, I'm nervous." I'm like, "We're about to play Ohio State in the playoff, man. Like, that's okay. That's fine, But he wasn't used to that. He just go out there and play ball and have fun. I think Antonio's a lot like that. And so in the meeting room, man, he's a great note taker. He's definitely engaged, but like, hey man, this is what he does. Water off a duck's back. It's really simple for him. But as I mentioned earlier, man, like, even though it may be easier for you and it's just you're a natural athlete, what can you do to take that next step and be elite, one of the best in the country. I have a vision for these guys, and my job is to help them try to accomplish that, that vision that I hope that they have themselves. And so yeah, I'm excited for them.
What's the biggest change you've seen in your guys since the installation and the building process of Garrett Riley's offense?
Yeah, you talk about confidence a lot. I think Garrett's confident in what he does, and so, man, that exudes from him, and then our guys and our staff are able to show confidence in what we do and excitement in what we do, and then our guys feel that, and so with the scheme and the way that we install, the way that we practice is different a little bit, to where there's more teaching, there's more half speed, 3/4 speed, teach periods that allow the guys to kind of conserve their legs, especially my wideouts, but also learn and correct, and then let's go against the defense and go 100 and go take it to them, right, and practice. And so there is a ton of confidence, and there's a lot more freedom. I think the guys kind of feel like they're able to go be athletes. There's less parameters on each and every route, each and every play. Go find grass, get open, make plays, have fun.
That's got to be great,
no doubt.
Especially as a receivers coach, to be able to encourage that.
It's the most fun I've had coaching. I mean, I enjoyed it this spring, man. Just a lot of fun, and I think our guys are enjoying playing ball. Clemson's awesome, man. This is the best place to play, and then now you have this offense as well. There's a lot of excitement.
Does this offense need to have more big playability?
Of course.
Do you feel like that was lacking in the last year or two?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt, and there's a variety of reasons why that is, and so it takes everybody. It takes every single person doing their job, right, from the offensive line holding up, and Coach Riley wants to call an awesome play, but hey, you got to protect 6 seconds. Hey man, let's do it. Like whatever it takes, and then the wideout making the unbelievable catch, right? And that's the standard that we have. Quarterback putting it where it's supposed to be, and then believing in everybody that we can accomplish that, and trusting each other to do their job and have fun doing it. So.
How do you work with Will Taylor? What was that conversation like with him for him to commit fully to baseball? Was there a conversation? What does that say about him to be able to make that big decision?
Yeah, I spoke to his dad Eddie and Averill, and really excited for Will, and hate to see a guy like that go. I mean, I told him that's the first thing I said, man, I'm going to miss the person that you are and the athlete that you are with the potential of what you could have done here. I mean, I think there's a lot of questions that maybe they still have of like, man, what if, right? Tearing the ACL and then transitioning to a receiver, having been an athlete quarterback, right, kind of in high school, and then even his freshman year having to have a reserve kind of role in that spot. So I think and then with baseball not being here all spring or summer, there's a lot of things that really kind of made him behind in football, right? And so there's those questions there, but would have loved to have coached him this fall camp, and have him in our room to help lead and have that energy and so yeah, definitely gonna miss him. But man, I told him this: I'm pumped for him. Like he's made a decision. That's a big deal as a young man. Like those life decisions that alter your life. And I know that he's gonna go and he's gonna be 100 in whatever he does. And I expect him to have a phenomenal year and get drafted high and have a great baseball career. That's his dream, and that's my hope for him.
As a Clemson guy, when you heard the news that Brandon was a Clemson guy,
yeah,
a friend of yours, that hasn't happened a lot around here.
That's right.
What was that like when you heard that?
Really hard, man. Not long before that, we all were hanging out at his house, watching the NFL game, hanging out, right? And you go to the AFC convention together and spend time. My wife and his wife really close, our kids. I mean, and so been to his house multiple times for birthday parties and and so that's really hard, right? I mean, because he's a friend first, and my first year we went to the FCA coaches camp in Black Mountain, North Carolina, near Asheville, and my first year he paid for my family to go. I was like an analyst, and so he paid for us to go, right, on his own dime. And that just shows the kind of person he is. So that's really, really hard, and So, definitely wish the best for him, and we've stayed in touch. I mean, since then we've communicated numerous times, and and what's cool is, I mean, he continues to give and reach out and care for us as people, and so wish the best for him.
Was it a little bit of a wake-up call that this is a business at the end?
Of course, yeah.
And you gotta win as much as family matters.
Oh yeah.
Winning matters.
Oh yeah. Well, we have a lot of staff meetings that y'all don't see, so I'm reminded of the importance of doing your job well, right? And so we all know that this is a business. It's not friend business; it's show business, and so our job is to do our best. Be our best, and help our guys be their best, right, and perform. And so, no doubt, totally understand that, and definitely thankful for all I've learned these last couple of years, right? The ups and downs, a lot of things outside my control, a lot of things that I've learned and have improved to help myself and help my guys improve and be their best. And so, definitely thankful for the support that I have, that the rest of us have from Coach Sweeney, unwavering support and belief, and then from my family and friends, and even my receivers. I mean, you ask them, and there's a lot of belief in what we can do, especially when we're healthy, man. Just stay healthy and go out and make plays and have fun. So definitely excited about that.
The tight end is expected to be a really big part of the offense under Riley. You've been known to really like that position and utilize it, see the value of it.
No doubt.
How does that help your guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have unbelievable athletes at every position, and so what's the beauty of this offense is, we want to be successful, we want to call plays that work, and what's cool is we can take our offense and we can plug and play. So if that takes having 2 running backs on the field, because we've got some stud running backs, well then that means 1 tight end and 1 receiver's coming off. Well, that's okay, because we're going to be successful doing what we do. And if we're all successful, man, that only helps us all continue to grow and accomplish what we want to accomplish individually, right? And so, if it takes having 2 tight ends on the field at a time, so be it, right? So you can run your offense with whatever personnel you want, to invite a different personnel grouping on defense, right? And so it's just that game behind the game that is exciting for us, because Coach Riley knows how to manage that, and so, I was telling Bo, Bo wants to have a huge year, and we want him to have a huge year, and excited for him to accomplish that. Well, he can't do it alone, and so he's got to bring Antonio and Adam and Cole and Troy and you name all the names. He needs them to be at their best to help him, so he's not getting cloud coverage over top of him, making it difficult to run down the field, right? Same thing with the offensive line. If our run game's strong, well, guess what? You're going to have 1 high. Let's go take some shots, right? So I think it takes everybody, and everybody understanding that, man, every single play, your role is important, whether you're running a go route or you're blocking for a perimeter screen. Your job is your job, the standard's the standard, and go do it at a high level. So they all know that.
I can see the storylines, though, that your receivers are going to be asked this year, what's it like? Only one of you is out there. Is that taking away your touches? How does that make you feel? Is that stuff that, at the end of the day, only one guy can catch the ball every play.
That's right.
Anyway.
That's right. I think with this offense, you're going to get the ball to your playmakers, and so you're going to earn your reps, and then you're going to be seen as a playmaker by showing it in practice and then the game. So our guys know they're not dumb. They know the top guys, and go be that guy. Go make it really hard for us to leave you off the field, right? Let's go put 10 personnel, 4 receivers on the field, and you're going to see that this year. It's been a couple years since we've been able to do that for a number of reasons, and you're going to see 10 personnel this year. You really will. There's no doubt in my mind, because we have dudes that can go out there and make plays. And so go be hungry to go show what you got, and you'll be given opportunities. And if you make the plays, you'll be given more opportunities, right? So.
Are you just giddy?
Oh my gosh, yeah, you sound excited too. I know, yeah. That's what it's about, right? That's what you want. That's what the fans want. Golly, I want that more than anything, man. For our guys to stay healthy, go ball out, have fun doing it, man. This is an awesome game and awesome place with an awesome staff. Your head coach can't play for better. So it's just, it'll be fun.
Awesome media.
Awesome media. Come on, right? Don't make it easy. Keep throwing these curveballs.
Those of us in the upstate have watched Tyler Brown make plays
Yeah.
for years. What's realistic for him in year 1?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing great things this summer from what he's done, and I mean, he can run. That's the first thing. I mean, he can go, coach. He can run, and so that's awesome. That's what we need for sure to add to that room. So I mean, it's kind of as a freshman, right? Like it's on them. I mean, there's a lot of unknowns, right? And we didn't know Antonio was going to accomplish what he did, and so all we can do is put them in the best situation to be successful, to help us win games, and then coach them as well as we can to have them ready. And the rest is on them to show what they're capable of, year one. But every single person will be given an opportunity to show what they have, right? And so I'm excited for them to have that chance.
Outside of Bo and some experience, how do you feel about your depth?
What was I couldn't hear your first part of your question.
Outside of Bo and Brandon and Antonio, you got some inexperience in that room. How do you feel about your competitive depth or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, there's, we actually have good depth, and this is probably going to be the most depth we've had, albeit again with the staying healthy. Our room's pretty loaded, and so I think we have guys that are capable of contributing this year. I believe with the way that we play, there's going to be guys that roll in and are going to be asked to make plays, and I think they can. So I think we're going to have really good depth actually at each position.
Stellato, one of those guys, if he can finally see the field, he's going to play by injuries. But if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, no, I mean, we haven't really, I think I mentioned the day that he tore his ACL was his best day of practice, and, he's had up to this point. And so very sure-handed, can really run, and he's a competitor, and tough. And so, man, we're pumped to have a chance to see what he's capable of. And, man, we had a great conversation the other day. He called me, he's like, Coach, I want to show you and everyone else why you brought me here. Like why you recruited me, and I think he's really eager.
Where is he mentally? How does a guy like that handle it? Just every time he gets out there, it seems like he's injured.
Yeah, I think for some guys it can be maybe cause setbacks and maybe cause fear, but I think for him it's just more so like he's angry, like he's hungry, he's tired of what's taking place, and so he's willing to do what's necessary to take care of his body. He looks different. I mean, he's ready to go. I mean, he has been working on his body, on his flexibility, and all those kind of things. And so it's the best he's looked, and I know he's ready to show what he's capable of.
Talk about Bo Collins might have a big year. I mean, how much do you think stuff that happened last season, whether it's injuries, dry spells, not getting the ball, things like that, kind of feed into that feeling of wanting to have a big year this year?
Yeah, well, I think he's a team guy. Like he really is. I mean, Bo, he cares about this team. He cares about this offense. He cares about his teammates. I mean, he really does. And I think he really wants success to happen for our offense. And I think too, he's shown some great things. He's done some great things. He's had some great games. He's had some great moments, but he's yet to have a full year of just consistent performance because of injuries. He came in and he was kind of in a reserve role off the bench a little bit early on, but then yet as a freshman he still showed that he can do some great things, right? So. But I think too, he knows that, man, they don't really know yet, like fully what he can do. They really haven't seen a fully healthy Bo Collins with, what we're capable of doing in this offense. And so I know he is excited and pumped, and there's an energy that he has and that I have felt even on the phone from some of these guys, including Bo, that, man, they're ready to roll and get after it and, kind of hush some of these people up a little bit.
So he was basically playing all that song.
Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, there's he's gone through a lot. I mean, and he played with an AC separation, right? He missed a little bit of time, and then he had a complete shoulder separation on the other arm. I mean, it's just he's gone through a lot, and so our staff, Pat and those guys and Bina, I mean, they work well together, and it takes the strength staff and everybody to work together to where now they're accountable for working on their own and doing extra work to work on stability and strengthening of the shoulders and all that, because if that's an area of weakness, we know that, and let's work on it, and so that's extra stuff that he's doing to make sure that he's really strong and ready to go and not worried whatsoever. Let's go play. And then, like this spring, he wasn't able to practice full speed, not full speed. He wasn't able to practice good on good in live situations. He was full speed running routes and was making some unbelievable plays and looked phenomenal. And I was like, golly, I wish you were out here right now, like ready to compete against this defense, But it's got to be smart with him. And now he's full go and ready to show what he has.
Coach, you talked about the emphasis on being an athlete in Coach Riley's system and how they're just kind of out there going, able to make plays. And then you talked about Adam Randall working his way back to full health. You see him being a big part of the offense going forward. I know he projects as a guy that's a great athlete, a big body receiver that can really go up and get it.
Yeah, he is. He too is super pumped to get back out there. And as a freshman, incoming freshman in the spring, everybody knew, all right, this guy's different. Like, he's built different. Like he and Gata were they were gonna compete, and he tears his ACL his spring of his freshman year as a mid-year enrollee, and then he comes back and he has the brace on, and then toward the end of the year that thing comes off, and then he has another little knee issue that he dealt with, and so he's fully ready to go, and if he is where he was as far as just his playmaking ability last year, kind of in spring even, just naturally, just already there, I think he's even better than that now. He is doing so much extra work. 200 passes a day, he's catching on the jugs. He and Cade are throwing in addition to what they're already doing as an offense on their own, skills and drills. So he is nonstop right now, nonstop. He's capable of being, golly, he could be one of the best to come through here, and I know he wants to be, and he's working like he can be. So excited for him, just being athletes like our guys, less coaching. More. Hey, here's the concept. Sure, there's certain plays that really require nuance, but go play, go play fast. And we brought you here because you're a great athlete, a great wideout, a great tight end, a great running back. Man, let's go show what you got. And so our guys feel that.
We saw what Cole could do last season as a freshman, even though he's still learning the position. How freaky is his natural ability?
Yeah. Well, you love basketball guys, right? Like at wideout. He was a great basketball player in high school. Coach Sweeney and I went and watched him play, and he's got springs in his legs. He can really jump. He can really run. His hands are natural, and kind of like Antonio too. He just does it. Doesn't think too much about it. Just goes out and does it. And so, man, just so happy that we were able to redshirt him, because he really, early on especially, just wasn't ready. And he's taken the next step physically. Really working on his weight, on his strength, being able to hold up versus the press, and then getting bump and run, and in phase down the field, running with the corner and trying to shake free. I think he can do that.
How fine a line is it between you want to put on that muscle and also maintain the speed?
Yeah, exactly right. To me, it's and the guys know their bodies. They know where they need to be, and so for me, it's I want you to play fast. I want you to run fast. You can be a weight room All-American and not be a great player on the field. That's not what we want. But our guys have done a great job. Our staff knows what each individual needs, and so I think he's where he needs to be at this point.
And this is what that is.
Sorry.
Can you go for where he is weight-wise?
Weight-wise, yeah. He's probably high 180s, close to 190 right now, and so staying about right there is going to be a good weight for him. I don't need him 200. I don't. I'd like for him to be 190, you know, or so. And I want him to run fast and make the play down the field. That's what I want. And so that's my main concern is him having opportunities, going, playing fast, having fun, making plays.
For guys that have missed the spring, is there anything in particular they've had to do this summer to kind of get up to speed?
Well, yeah, they've been in meetings, right? They've been in meetings, and so they're having to learn the offense. And man, those guys are in there, and they're on the board with me. Even though they're not practicing, they're making sure that they know the concepts and how to draw it up and how to communicate it. It's the new signals, the new terminology. So they do. They know it really well. And again, even though they weren't practicing, they were out there, you know, and they were in line and they were helping out. I mean, so they were involved. So there shouldn't be any drop off.
Is it the kind of thing where it's like a little bit different once you actually get on the field doing live reps with it?
Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, my freshmen are like, Coach, I'm studying it, I know it, and then I get on the field, and I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like it's another beast. It's one thing to read it. It's another thing to get on the field and have to visualize it, see the signal, go do it, right? So that's any freshman. So they're getting plenty of reps at that right now, and then we'll be able to join them soon enough.
What's the nuance between boundary and field? You talk about Noble switching sides.
Yeah, well, in this offense, the good thing about it is you really don't have to kind of recruit to any one position. Like, go find the best receivers and let them go play, right? Like, so for me, there is a little bit difference between X and Z, slight difference, but less than they were used to be with the 9 and the 2, if you remember. And so, which is exciting for me because to me, I just want to find, you know, height and length, but athleticism, speed, ball skills, you know, toughness, love of the game, like, and just kind of plug and play, you know, and so. That's exciting. That kind of frees us up and just go find athletes.
You talked about the vision for a couple of guys. Ronan, how do you kind of see his trajectory?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think Ronan is going to really, I think he can help us this year. I really do, and I've heard that from our players. So, you know, I felt that. I think he's a little bit of a dark horse, a little underrated kind of guy. I think he's already impressed a lot of people with his toughness, his commitment, his work ethic. I mean, he's beating everybody in sprints.
Is that the Shipley parallel?
I think so, man. I think that's kind of what they were saying. And then ball skills are really good, speed's really good. And he's already. I mean, he looks like he's, you know,
215ish.
I think just under that, maybe 210, maybe. It could be close to 215, 210, 215. And he can carry it. So yeah, definitely excited for him to get a chance. What's up, brother? How are you? Good to see you. Yeah.
Tyler, how did Garrett fit in with all you Clemson guys?
Yeah. It's you know what? It's a breath of fresh air, right? One of the first things we did as a staff is we took our wives out. You know, and we all went and had dinner together and hung out. And it's just easy. You know, he and his wife Lindsay are just really cool and fit in well. And you know, they're awesome. They're awesome, and they already fit our culture and who we are and what we're about. And so it's fun though, you know, because he doesn't have any experience up to this point with how we've done things, and so he doesn't probably feel pressure, right, to have to do things we've done, whether that be off the field or on the field. He just is going to be who he is and learn and kind of find his way. And he's done a great job of that already, but what I love is that he has his way of doing things offensively and in practice, and we've adopted those things and we've implemented them, and it's gone well and been well received, and Coach Sweeney's enjoyed it, and our players have enjoyed it. So it's been a great transition and very, very smooth and exciting.
It seemed like, from what you were saying earlier, that the transition has kind of freed you guys up as coaches too, to look for those athletes that you were talking about earlier. You know, you don't have to worry so much about fitting, you know, round pegs into round holes.
Yeah, and we've done a good job as a staff watching film of prospects and figuring out what he likes, you know, what he's had and what he can have a success with in this offense. And so yeah, we've done that as a group, and so kind of see what he wants in a receiver, and he's already helped out. I mean, we've done a great job on the recruiting trail, and as a skill player, how could you not want to be in this offense? But then as an offensive lineman, I mean, their back rushed for 1,500 yards last year, so we run the ball. So this is you've probably heard Coach Austin maybe mention dirt raid, right? We're going to throw the ball down the field. We're going to have some fun. There's going to be really cool concepts, but then to win championships, you have to run the ball as well. So we can do that too, and have good balance and pick your poison right. So.
A little more for Grisham.
Did you help Derek preparation? Experience of running down the hill.
Yeah. We've already talked about that. He knows that his first game he'll have to do that, so that'll be fun. And I'm sure he like I did, kind of wait until everybody runs, kind of mosey down the field, down the hill a little bit from the side. But yeah, he's enjoying all the little our culture here and the way we do things and our traditions. He's already pumped about it.
All right. Thank you, Grisham. Does it feel like how about